I knew Cliff White for several years. Cliff White was really significant in terms of speech, theater, radio and television, speech pathology and correction here in Flagstaff, and indeed in the state of Arizona. He was also a significant contributor to the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival, in fact, being one of the founders for our regions and getting established. But most of all, he was someone who was really committed to the art of theater and all the communication arts within our regions. A tremendous respect and love for students, a man who wanted to get it right and do it right, often his way, but done with a lot of compassion.
Cliff White was an icon, or is an icon. His legacy is seen throughout NAU and the community of Flagstaff. He was instrumental in starting the department. He was instrumental in getting the building that we are currently in built, working with then President Hughes to build the building, working with his wife, Doris, to create Theatricos downtown. But I would say that his real legacy is with the students, creating lifelong connections.
Cliff White was my friend. Actually, I took his place. Just to give you a little bit of an idea about Cliff, he was on the search committee that hired me. And I can't think of another instance in which the person that you're replacing is actually on your search committee. And that kind of speaks volumes about the kind of person Clifford was. He is responsible really for much of the personality of theater at NAU, of the community connections that NAU has and I would think all of the arts, but especially in the communication arts. He was instrumental in setting up a separate theater department, separate from communication and from speech and theater is what it traditionally was when Cliff began working, and we became a department of theater in our own right in the late 70s and early 80s.
When he passed away, the ceremony was hosted by NAU Theater and the memorial service, and people came from all over the country, as far as New York City to Chicago and California, that people that he had worked with many times at NAU. He retired at one point, but he still taught. So there was a group of students in the 1990s who knew him. That's when I met him. And he impacted their lives so much that they came to this service to share. And people from the community, from Theatricos, who had moved away from Flagstaff but worked with him as a mentor and as a director, fellow actor, they showed up, and the theater was packed, standing room only.